Hey y'all, I'm Elisa and I am the Scrappy Wife behind scrappywife.com, and today I have a technique sharing video with you. I have had several subscribers ask about perfect pearls, how I use them, what are some techniques, and I have just started diving into the world of perfect pearls, and they are so fun to use, and I can see why so many people really love them. So I thought I would walk you through a few different ways that you can use perfect pearls in your crafting. And of course, this works for Bible journaling and card making and memory keeping and art journaling. Any way that you can craft, you can use this item. So all the supplies I use, I will definitely link down below. Otherwise, let's get started and look at some techniques. Okay, so the most basic way to use the perfect pearls is through just a basic stamping technique. I'm going to use this flower bed stamp set from By the Well for Cod, and this is the perfect medium that you can pick up from Ranger. It also works well with pretty much any embossing ink, the Versamagic, anything like that. And you simply just take your stamp. We'll start with this one and stamp it out. Right here, it's a very sticky ink pad, and I'll just put it right down here. A nice stamp, and there you go. Then all you have to do, opening up the perfect pearls. Oh, this gold has not been opened yet. Okay, you just take some of this, brush it over the top of your stamped image. Nice, good coverage, and it sticks to everywhere the ink was, and then you can tap it off. I'll tap it onto my extra sheet of paper right here. Tap, and you can come in with a clean brush and just continue to work it off of the page. As I grab for another brush, work it off of the page just like that. And see, you end up with this beautiful image. Gorgeous. Now, to set it in place, what you're going to do is come back with a spray. They have setting spray, but you can also just use water. You set it there, let it dry, and then that way it is perfectly dry and set and permanent, ready to go. So that is the most basic way to use it. You can also do something similar. You can use that with a background stamp. Let me show you. These are from Sweet and Sassy Stamps. This is Texture Tiles number 2. And you can blend your perfect pearls on top of each other. So again, you come through with a stamp. I'm going to get my perfect medium stamping ink like this. I'll stamp these bricks down right here. Nice impression. And then I'll come back through with a couple or 3 different perfect pearls. Let me grab. Okay, so I have my 3 done over here. We'll start. Oops, a little bit much. You don't need very much at all. This got a little bit too much on it, so I'm just going to tap it off back into the container. So blending that on, I'm going to pick up a little bit of the gold, come through and add it on, and you can see that image starting to come out very subtle, very faint, but absolutely gorgeous. And you can blend different bits of your ink on, or sorry, of your perfect pearls onto that image. You get a very cool look with that. Let me get a little bit more silver. And there you go. Again, just brushing off the excess and then setting it with your water like so. And it is gorgeous. Gorgeous. So that is one way, just simple stamping, one way to use your perfect pearls. Another way you can use your perfect pearls is to create a background. So something you can do is just take your perfect medium, and I'm gonna stamp it just along, we'll just go along the center of this black, and I'm just getting a nice good coverage right here in the background. Right there, and then I'll come with my perfect pearls, and I'm going to stick with this silver color, and I'm just dusting it over the background. And this is going to create a nice solid look and a cool shimmer on the background of this particular cardstock. You can see it's spreading over the top, and it's sticking to everywhere that the ink was. So if you want a very smooth background, you keep it smooth. This one ended up being just a bit more textured, spreading it all around. All right, and then you take it to the side. I'm just gonna go tap it off in the trash can, and a very cool metallic look now to that paper. So that is a way to create just a fun background. You could do an ombre effect and just along the side of a Bible page, really create a nice effect. If you want it to stay, again, you spray it with powder or you spray it with water. But there is another technique you can do on the background, and that is a lift technique. So what I'm going to do is take one of these textures, and I'm not sure how well this will show up on the black, but we'll give it a try. Adding it to my ink pad. And then I am going to come over with my perfect medium and get this nice and inked up. Let me go this way. Make sure this is inked well. And then what you can do is pretty much lift the perfect pearls from the page. So I'm going to put it down, stamp. You can see it lifts that image right there, and I'm going to put it over here on this page. Didn't transfer quite as well. It's hard to see on the white, but you can see how it really did lift that image up. Let me try it with one of our floral pieces. So I'll take this floral piece, pull it over here, ink it up really nicely, stamp, you lift it up, see if it places back down slightly. It didn't place it back down totally, but there. And now I can set this, and it will keep all of that in place, which is a lot of fun. Transferring the images like that can be a bunch of fun. And then let me show you one last technique real fast that I use with perfect pearls. All right, another fun thing that I like to do with my perfect pearls is layering stamps. So I'm going to come in again with the floral stamps, and I'm just going to create kind of a bunch of flowers right here. So I'm starting with that one. I'm going to make that one copper. So coming in with copper, and again, it's like I'm just painting, but with powder to make sure I get all of those edges covered really nicely. And you don't have to rush too much. It's going to stay sticky for a little while. Just making sure that gets a nice coverage over the top of it, and that all of the stickiness gets covered up right there. And then what I'm going to do is set that, dry it, and then add a little bit more to it. Now that it's dry, I'm going to pick another stamp, another floral piece. It's set on my acrylic block, and layer it over this. I do want them to overlap. And I'm going to come in with a different color. Let's do the silvery color. It makes for a very cool layered look as the two stamps go over the top of each other. Another fun way to do that is with a texture stamp in the background. So I'm going to start with the stone texture in the background, moving this one to the side. I'll get that inked up really well. Okay, so get this inked up. And actually I'm going to do a couple. One, and then right next to it, ink up again. Probably not matched up perfectly, but very close. And then I'm going to come in with this silver, kind of a stone look. I just love how it's like it appears from nowhere when you come back over with the perfect pearls, which makes it just fun to create with. So I have my stone wall right here, covered up really nicely. Let me set that, and then I'm going to layer some flowers over the top. Now that that is dried, let's add some flowers. I'm going to choose actually some smaller flowers. Let me grab a smaller block. Inking it up really well. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll come back with that gold. See, my little gold flowers will appear on my stone wall. Which is just a super fun effect, getting to layer it up. Just like that. And you can see these have a nice shine to them. And it's a more subtle effect than if you were to emboss these, which is why some people like them more than embossing them over the top, because it just ends up being, like I said, a little bit more subtle. Let's add some copper flowers to our creation here. Here. All right, mixing in some of the copper. There it was. Seeing if you forget where you stamped, you can slowly but surely find it. So you can see this is a fun medium to play with. It will not go through your Bible pages, so that is a plus for Bible journalers. And it's just a nice soft effect that you can get with these perfect pearls. There's lots of other ways to play with it, and maybe I'll be able to add some more in the future, but I just thought I would jump on, share those with you all. Thanks for joining me while I played with some perfect pearls. I hope this gave you some ideas for how you can use this medium in your crafting. All the supplies are linked below. I also have a link to my bi-weekly email newsletter that I send out. It has organization tips, craft hacks, and just tons of scrappy fun. So if you're interested, consider signing up for that. I hope you have a fantastic day. And as always, keep it creative.